Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Gary Delaney!
Hello, Liverpool! All right, rock and roll, lock and load. Let's fuck this shit up. Right. I've been studying how people put shows together. There's three things you're supposed to do at the start to put the audience at their ease before you get stuck into the meat of the show. Number one, location. Let them know that you know where you are and who you're talking to. Number two, get to know your audience a bit. Find out a little bit about them. And number three, give away a little bit of something about yourself. Tell the audience a bit of something about you. So let's crack on with those, shall we? Location. I've been doing this for about 20 years, something like that, and I thought I'd try and write a universal, generic opening line that would work in any comedy club, in any theatre, in any arts centre, the length and breadth of the United Kingdom. So let's give that a go, shall we? Here we go. Joke number one. Hello, it's great to be here. In fact, it's great to be anywhere, as last night I was in your nearby rival town. Yeah. Aren't they a bunch of cunts? In fact, I was amazed at how stupid, poor, inbred and criminal they all seem to be. However, you lot all look lovely and not like them at all. I am just like you. Please like me. Those last three words being the most honest you'll ever hear from a comedian. So that's joke number one. Here we go. Right, joke number two. People from Manchester, aren't they cunts? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that's a fairly transparent technique there, Delaney. Clearly, wherever you go in the country on any given night, you just adapt that to wherever you are for an easy laugh out the local crowd. Nope, always Manchester. Works anywhere, really. Pretty much a universal reference for a shit town. Cornwall, Scotland, they've all heard how shit it is. You're guaranteed a laugh with that anywhere. Not entirely anywhere. I did find one place that didn't find it so funny. And I presume that's because somebody explained it to them. There you go. Sorry to anybody watching this online in Manchester. Rest assured, when I play Manchester, fucking Liverpool gets it. So don't worry. I am doing this both ways round like a whore. Oh, that was a more vivid image than I was expecting at the start. So, right. Getting to know the audience, that's banter, right? And I don't really do banter, that's not my thing, but nowadays it's considered de rigueur, you know, to prove your comedy chops. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to fire up the Bantersaurus and just very quick, right. If you're going to do a bit of banter, you look for somebody who's got friendly, open sort of body language, you know, and looks and a smile, looks like, all right. Well, you do actually kind of look like... You tend to avoid people who've got, like, sort of, you know, shaved heads or their guns sticking out, or massive people who look like this go down the gym and could fucking beat you up afterwards. So I probably wouldn't take the piss out of you, sir. I mean, look at the size of your arms. You look stronger than a paedophile's password. Thank you. Right. Then the next thing you're supposed to do is tell the audience a little bit of something about you. Make it a bit personal, give something away. So here we go. So I'm going to start off, get into the one-liners proper, with 10 facts about me. Here we go. Number one, I'm a lot sportier than I might look. In fact, I picked up a little niggle at the gym the other day. I mean, he pronounces it Nigel. There we go. Fact number two, the other day a woman described me as a bit of a looker. Yeah, I know. Well, voyeur was the actual word that she used. Fact number three, I like to give a percentage of my earnings to charity and also other strippers. Fact number four, I recently tried twerking. It was a disaster, and in the end, the doctor couldn't even check my prostate. Enjoy that visual image, by the way. There's some horrible images in this show, and I make no apologies for that. I don't know the name. There's a bit of the brain that when you hear something makes you picture the image as well. Just turn that off. You don't want to see any of these in your heads, believe me. Fact number 5, I used to work at McDonald's, mostly flipping burgers, but we also sold fucking chips as well. Fact number 6, I used to go out with a parachutist with IBS, but she shat on me from a great... One-liners aren't particularly autobiographical, but as I find as I get older, the jokes I write change. When I was a comic in my 20s, I wrote jokes about premature ejaculation and things like that. Now I'm in my 40s. It is prostate exams and IBS and things like that. You can't help your life leaking through into your jokes. Right, that's not... unintentional. For that reason, there's a lot of jokes about dogs in this show, and that's because we've got a little dog now, and he's a lovely little thing. So that's inspired me to write a lot of jokes about dogs. But because of the way in which I work, most of those do involve dogs being hurt. And, that's no offence to our little thing, Tuvok. It's just how I work, which brings me on to fact number 7. I recently got myself a corgi boiler, and that shut the yappy little fucker up for good. Now... Now, by rights, that should not have worked, because I basically told you both parts of that joke in advance, but it still did. Thank you. Fact number 8, I often confuse Americans and Canadians by using long words. Fact number 9, I've currently got a stalker. Oh, but you probably can't tell in these trousers. I didn't realise when I wrote that joke it would have the unintended consequence of making a room full of people stare at my groin, by the way. I didn't really think that through. I assure if there's any stains, it's just toothpaste. Don't be disgusted, it's not my toothpaste. Right now... Fact number 10, sometimes I leave out because it's too dodgy, but tonight it's back in. We're clearly fine with this. Fact number 10, personally I prefer morning sex, as it's when people are recently bereaved, they're at the most vulnerable. That was a good test of your sensitivities as an audience. You let me get away with most things, but you got the subtler ones as well. Audiences on any given night tend to go one of two ways. Some crowds prefer the stuff that's maybe a little more highbrow or subtle. Some crowds prefer the stuff that's a bit ruder or darker. It tends to go one way or the other. So later on, I've got 2 spare clipboards full of jokes, depending on what kind of jokes are getting the biggest laugh. Here I've got the sort of slightly cleverer jokes. There you go. And here I've got the disgusting jokes. And later on... Wow. I mean, I'll be honest, I am going to try and angle the show that way, but, let's have a bit of foreplay first, sir, eh? I mean, geez, as it is, I've barely spat on my fingers, I mean, don't look... What? Don't be so disgusted. I know that somewhere in here there's a girl from Runcorn going, oh, he's posh. Right. Well, I've got a feeling I know which way that's going to go tonight. Right, here we go. Let's get some jokes out, shall we? I had a very stressful journey getting here today. All the way, this lorry driver was right up my arse, but it was nice of him to give me a lift. Things I'll do for a Yorkie. And I think that's why it's not for girls, but... No, but look, seriously, it was a long drive, so I stopped for a piss at a little chef, but unfortunately, he ducked at the last second. So I barely splashed his hat. That's my favourite bit of that joke. That's why that's in the show. My grief counsellor died recently, but luckily he was so good I didn't give a shit. So the other day, I was doing the hoovering in my pants, and I thought to myself, how do my bollocks get this dusty? I think it's probably the creases. I don't know. What? Yeah, could be the eczema. I don't know. Anyway. I'll just have a drink while you all get over that disgust. I used to be a fortune teller, but all I ever predicted was really cold winters. Turned out the crystal ball shop had sold me a snow globe. I think the hardest part of making skimmed milk must be throwing the cows across the lake. Of course, some of the cows only make it halfway across the lake. I went on a barging holiday, I haven't got a boat, I just kept pushing people into canals. I tried swimming with dolphins, but I didn't like it as I found them very clicky. In my old job, I just used to punch buttons all day, and that's why I'm no longer allowed to do panto. Thank you. The other day I was chewing on some monkey nuts, and now I'm banned from the zoo. I don't like to eat anything labelled reformed ham, as I think it's unfair the pigs are slaughtered after they've got their lives back on track. Every Christmas Day, we always have pigs in blankets, or as you probably call it, relatives sleeping in the spare room. It's tradition in our family that we always have a Christmas jumper, and then it's my job to talk them down. Christmas morning, we'd always wake up and go, has he been? Has he been? Has he been? Because we knew Dad wouldn't put the presents out until after he'd had a shit. Yeah. It wasn't the jingling of bells we listened out for at our house, believe you me. Me and my little sister under the covers. I think I can hear Santa straining. I think I can smell his reindeer. I spent most this afternoon hanging out at the swimming baths, and then somebody told me and I popped it back in again. There you go. Another lovely mental image for you all on that joke there. A 46-year-old testicle popping out the side of a pair of Speedos, but at least it was nicely vacuumed. Yeah. I've got callbacks in this show. Oh, yes. I'm a big fan of the imaginary conversation style of joke. I started using it quite a lot, and I thought I was being quite innovative in my use of that, and then I realised it's like there's two people having a chat, as if there's two people. And I thought that was quite interesting and new, but I didn't realise it's actually one of the oldest joke formulas in the world, if you think about it. It's the old "my wife's been to the West Indies, Jamaica" joke format, isn't it? But that's not going to stop me using it, so here we go. Some cannibals broke into a convent near Coventry. None eaten. See? It's just... I saw a stripper taking drugs earlier, smoking crack, yes, and her tits were pretty good. There you go. I bought some... Oh, wait. I bought some fancy pens at a nudist art shop. Felt tips? No, but I touched a couple of bollocks. A Muslim guy bought one of the little houses at the end of our road. Terrorist. No, he works in IT, you big racist. So last summer I poured boiling water over all the ants in my garden and all the uncles were furious. So I accidentally kicked my dog early and it bit me on the bollocks. My mate said, it's karma. I said, no, if anything, it's even more angry. I tell you what always catches my eye, short people with umbrellas. The Aaron and Nando's between the front and back door is called the peri-perineum. What? And what I like most about that joke is that people who know what a perineum is usually haven't heard of Nando's. All right, I'm going to show you a bit of stuff up here. I travel a lot in this job. I do a good, 50, 60,000 miles a year, something like that. And I see a lot of things that make me laugh. It's so easy nowadays to take a picture with your phone. I like to take little snaps of stuff that's made me chuckle. So I'm going to show you a few of these. I'll just get to my computer. In fact, I'll get out of the way so I'm not blocking your view of the screen. Here we go. This first one, I was doing some shows in Cornwall, and unusually for me, I took the train. I don't normally do that. But it was very weird because everybody on my carriage, literally every single person, had the most enormous ears. Here you go, have a look at this. Yeah, what the heck? I was cut up in traffic by this guy recently. I thought, well, blood, if it's an emergency, you go right ahead, innit? When I get in at night after my gigs, I like to watch a bit of telly to unwind, usually horror films or something. And I saw an advert the other day that made me laugh. It was an advert, like a glue for dentures. It was called Fixodent. I took a little screen grab of it. I'll show you what I liked about it. Here we go. If you have a look at that, there's a woman inside a giant human mouth that's chomping down on a carrot. You might be concerned for her safety, but don't worry. There's a legal disclaimer at the bottom there. Dramatisation. Who is that for? Who's watching that going, where did they get that tiny actress? I'm a big fan of Pointless. Any other fans in? Yeah, I love it, right? And my favourite thing about Pointless, I look forward to every episode, is the giant robot owls. Yeah, one other person, literally, rest of you, have a look at this. Every episode, there you go. You will never unsee that. That's round 3, the head-to-head round, right? Last Valentine's Day, I was looking for a nice card to get the missus, and it was tricky because I wanted something that was sincere and sensitive and showed my feelings, but I also wanted something that was quite light-hearted and funny. I was trying to find the right balance. I looked through loads and loads of cards trying to find the right one, and I came across this next one. And is it just me, or does this have a slightly menacing air about it? Well, decide for yourselves. Here we go. I'd like to put an unexpected item in your bagging area. Who thought that was appropriate in any way? I may not know a lot about modern sexual etiquette, but I know there's one thing it's never supposed to be, and that's unexpected, isn't it? Rule number 1, surely. So anyway, it was a very awkward Valentine's Day in our house. Yes, I did buy it. I'm a bloody idiot. Right. Motorway services sell alcohol now, and I think that's a bit weird, but they do, so fair enough. And I saw this sign at a welcome break on the M5. Alcohol purchased in this motorway service area cannot be consumed inside or outside the premises. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's everywhere, isn't it? I spent about 10 minutes trying to figure out what that meant, although, to be fair, I was pissed, so... And I think that's why tramps drink in doorways. They've found a loophole. Well done on getting that's one of my favourite bits. My old flat was in Erdington in Birmingham, and I lived just a couple of 100 yards away from this place on the Gravelly Hill Road. And I used to pop in there about one afternoon a week and call a 15-year-old a twat. It's important to do your bit for the community, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure how it helped, but they seem to think it was important. I was doing a show in Canterbury. I was driving down there on the M2. I got stuck at some roadworks for ages, and I saw this sign. There you go. I remember when they were just called Workmen. I was doing a gig at Liverpool University. I don't play universities very often nowadays. You know, I'm like 28 years older than most of the kids who've just started, you know. So I thought as I was walking in, I needed to find out a bit about the crowd that I was going to be facing. So I have a look at the posters. That's my little trick. And the first poster I saw in the Student Union had been put up by the Vegan Society. It was this poster of a pig and a dog. There you go. Why love one but eat the other? And I looked at that, and that made me realise the error of my ways. Exactly. Exactly. So I went home and ate my dog. You were all ahead of that. That did not need spelling out at all, did it? Right. Beautiful. I get to stay at a lot of very glamorous places on the road, and I don't mean to show off or humble brag, but not long ago I was staying at a Holiday Inn in Brent Cross. Touch me. And not only did I have a lovely shower, but also, I found out what my tattoo means. Have you got a Home Bargains round here? Yeah, excellent. Good. Some places are too posh. I love a Home Bargains, right? For anyone who doesn't know, Home Bargains is kind of like the new Woolworths. It's a place for buying cheap shit. And I go to Home Bargains all the time, and I'm pretty sure that Mrs. Doyle off of Father Ted has got a job stacking shelves in my local Home Bargains. I'll tell you why. This is what I saw. Here we go. Go on, go on, go on, go on. I do love a curry, though. If I get to a show early enough, I like to pop out before and have one, you know. And I was in Derby doing a show. I got there earlier, went for one. It was quite nice, but it was a bit saltier than I'd normally like, and a bit creamier as well, if I'm being honest with you. And I probably shouldn't have got it from this place. Balticum. That really... I like to play the National Lottery from time to time. There's only one place I'd ever buy my tickets. It's the luckiest place in the country. I'd advise you all to go there. It's a small roundabout on the A50 just outside of Stoke. I'll show you why. 3 rollovers in 12 months. That's the place. That's the one to go to. I think it's sad that the word legend has been devalued from pulling a sword from a stone to unexpectedly returning with crisps. I put on a lot of weight, so I rang up Weight Watchers. I said, it's an emergency, can you send somebody round? They said, yes, we can, we got loads of them. I was actually thrown out of Weight Watchers for making sarcastic comments at the weekly weigh-in. As you can imagine, I accepted the decision with huge grace, because they threw her out as well. In my 20s, I could eat what I like and always get away with it. And then I reached my 30s, and people started labelling the food in the office fridge. I had a small part in a porn film once, which is why I wasn't very good at that job. I think if I was to try revenge porn, I'd just post naked pictures of myself online so everybody would know how low my ex's standards really were. See, that's the trouble. It got genuine sympathy from you. And that's, sometimes you find a joke just keys in so much with what the audience think of you that it won't get the laughter you're hoping for. It will get a reaction like sympathy. Another one that used to get that same issue was I used to say, one time I nearly had a threesome with my girlfriend and my best friend, and the only thing that stopped it happening was they didn't invite me. Right? And that... See, I'm not here for ours, but, you know, that's how... I think the worst was... I was always the last to get picked at school, which is bad enough at games, but even worse at home time. See? Sympathy, genuine sympathy. Right. Enough sadness, back to the filth. OK. If you watch a porn film backwards, it's about a man who hoovers spunk off a woman and then breaks her washing machine and leaves. In Norfolk, the marriage guidance service is called Related. No, I used to go out with a girl from Norfolk, and I used to jokingly call her Six Fingers. You know, I mean, she wasn't inbred, it was just how many she liked. Genuine horror on your faces. Wonderful. I've got a Welsh friend who's a terrible insomniac. He says you can only get to sleep at night by counting sheep, and it always works because eventually he gets horny, has a wank, and nods right off. I like to think I'm a bit like Superman. For example, the other day I changed in a phone box from a man who really needs a wee to a man who's just had a wee. My dad has brittle bone disease, which meant he struggled to bring us up, especially when it came to smacking us. But at least he really meant it when he said, "This is going to hurt me." You see, sometimes it's more fun not to finish a joke off. You've already guessed where it's going. So I'm going to do a couple more of those. Some cannibals broke into a convent near Coventry. None eaten. See? It's just... An estate agent showed me a delightful little semi this afternoon. The Archbishop of Canterbury recently said he couldn't support gay marriage without first having a mandate. My nan always said that when she was young, she never had to worry about leaving her back door open. What? All right. Because in those days, there was a lot less crime. Exactly. Because they're all too busy bumming my nan. Bit of a nan-bumming joke for the kids there. Just give it a couple of years, all the young comics will be doing that. It'll be the new garlic bread. Nan-bumming. Right. I'll show you a bit more stuff. Have a look at this. Last Father's Day, I was looking for a nice gift to get my dad. I like to get people personalised gifts, you know, T-shirts with a name on, that sort of stuff. So I was looking around, and I thought this would be a nice thing. I thought I'd get him this mug. Have a look at that. Look, there you go. You're number one. That's quite nice, isn't it? But you've got to be very careful ordering online, haven't you? You've got to proofread it. That's what I ordered. A week later, this is what turned up. You're no one. That's not what I was aiming for there. Very different message, right? Here we go. There was a fad on the internet a couple of years ago, people taking pictures of hot dogs and pictures of their legs, and you had to guess which were which. And it seems easy, right? But it's difficult. I'll show you a couple of examples. Have a look at these. There you go. It's hard, isn't it? It's genuinely hard. That top pair, I think those are the legs. I think those are the hot dogs. The bottom pair, I'm still not sure. I think these are probably the legs, but I wouldn't put money on it. Anyway, it's difficult, isn't it? So I thought I'd give it a go. So, ready? All right. Brace yourselves, ladies. Here we go. This one, There you go. Top up your wank bank. All right. If anybody's wondering, those are my real legs. Emoticons, emojis, they're very popular nowadays, but I think they're a bit discriminatory. I don't mean in terms of skin colour. I know they've changed that now, and the whole world is there, and that's great. But I think they discriminate against people who've had Botox, because they can't pull most of those facial expressions anymore. I think that's very sad. So for those people, I've come up with a range of what I'm calling Botoxicons. Here we go. And you're a smart crowd. I suspect some of you are ahead of me on this, but it doesn't matter. Here we go. You ready? Smiley face. Angry face. Sad face. Laughing out loud. And Amanda Holden. Women can be very insecure about their appearance, can't they? I once went out with this very, very beautiful Thai girl who constantly wanted reassurance about the size of her penis. I told her it was a good size, you know. My nan always said, don't do anything I wouldn't do, which was tricky as that ruled out walking, remembering things and not being racist. But not being bummed, all right? I've got 2 lawyers working for me at the minute. One's pro bono and the other thinks he's a right pretentious twat. I went to see a Polish Pink Floyd tribute band. Not only were they cheaper, but they played The Wall in half the time. My car was making these horrible knocking noises, so I got out to have a look. Turned out I'd run over a Jehovah's Witness. I bought an advent calendar for Jehovah's Witnesses. Behind every door, somebody tells you to fuck off. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more. But before walking 1,000 miles, check with your physician and make sure you're wearing the appropriate footwear. Yeah, the disclaimers. My daughter's started discovering boys, so that'll teach her to dig up the patio. I was watching TV, the announcer said there's a documentary about the clitoris on the red button, but I couldn't find it. Sex education lessons at our school were pretty weird. The teacher made us shout out rude words to get it out of our system, like bum, willy, cocks, and we had to carry on doing that until he came. Took ages. There's only one thing I don't like about Halloween, which is... My Uncle Derek was found dead with a belt round his neck and a dildo up his arse. At his funeral, the vicar said we'd always remember him for his charity work. Wrong. It's time for a bit of clipboard action. I'm gonna do a bit of both. Fuck it, what the hell? Right. You get the subtle ones, so I'm gonna do a few of those, and I'll do some filth as well. But here we go. These are jokes that some audiences don't get. You'll be fine. When writing a story about losing your virginity, it's important to always put it in the first person. Our 4th child was called Ivy, and that's because we ran out of names and started using Roman numerals. The circus near me held a competition to find the best contortionists. I entered myself and won. I was in Waterstones. I heard a guy ask if they had any audiobooks with subtitles. I thought, hang on, that's a book. If I had a motto, I think it'd be Je ne regrette rien. Although, sadly, I don't know what that means, as I mucked about in French lessons, and I wish I hadn't now. I should have. When people die and head towards the light, what they don't realise is they've already been reincarnated as a moth. Right, one more. A man's been found guilty of overusing commas. The judge warned him to expect a very long sentence. Let's have the filth. You've said that before, madam. All right, anyway. All right. Let's see how many of these. Usually I get through about 4 of these and I have to stop. I fisted a ventriloquist once to see how he liked it. My cousin was a heroin addict by the age of 13. It's amazing, isn't it? Kids shoot up so fast these days. The other day, my girlfriend and I had great makeup sex. Well, I say that. She was out and I stuck her lipstick up my arse. Because I'm worth it. If you've ever been strangled to death, why not make the most of it by having a wank? Bit of a top tip. A gay friend of mine recently had his arm in a cast. It was the cast of Joseph and his amazing technicology. I've got a second page for Nights Like Tonight. I pulled a sickie the other day, just one of the perks of working at the hospital. I'm quite a sensitive man. I don't mind being held after sex. It's only when they press charges it gets through. Oh, Jesus, really? Werther's Originals are so horrible, you'd gladly suck your granddad's cock just to get the taste out of your mouth. See, I've gone too far. Doctor, I'm addicted to fucking dogs. Have you tried patches? What's he, a poodle? I like vandalising Wikipedia, right? I've been doing it for years. It's a big hobby of mine. I like to put jokes into there and make them sound like facts. If you make them sound like facts, sometimes they can stay up for ages. So I'm going to show you a few of these. I've slightly doctored the pages to make them sort of make sense. I made it a bit bigger and put in a little red box and stuff, but I'll also read it out because it helps the people at the back. So here we go. Have a look at these. The first one is the entry for crab. The fossil record indicates that crabs spread most successfully during the Jurassic period, covering the entire globe. But since then, they've really just been moving sideways. Yeah. Next up, hippocampus. The hippocampus is the part of the brain used to imagine what it would look like if hippos went to university. Simian. A simian is an erection caused by watching monkeys have sex. Next up, progress bar. The inventor of the progress bar managed to make 99% of it really quickly, but the last bit took him ages. Wikipedia itself. Founded by Princess Monica of Kent, Wikipedia started life as a paedophile chat room until an argument broke out as to who won the 52 FA Cup final. All right. Well done. Next up, Winnie the Pooh. Tigger warning, may contain bouncy tigers. Pedant. The best way to console a pedant is by saying, there, there, there. Carbon dating. The main difficulty with carbon dating is you can end up with coal all over your knob. I thought it'd be quite good fun to vandalise the Wikipedia page for Where's Wally, but I did hit one unexpected problem. Where's Wally cannot be found. He's good. He's good. And we got the guitarist Slash. Slash often has great difficulty in telling people his website address. Next up, we've got acupuncture. We've got cataracts. pigeon fancier. Pigeon fanciers are so cool because it sounds a lot better than chicken fucker. Right. This last bit, these are my favourite one-liners in the show. Here we go. I was in a fancy lingerie shop. I said, are these knickers satin? He said, no, they're new. I didn't know what to get my little niece for Christmas, so I asked my sister what she's into. Apparently at the moment she's mad about frozen stuff, so I got her some oven chips and peas. I love that shit. It's been a tough week. I got myself a memory foam mattress and now it's trying to blackmail me. My nan was 112 when she died. Mind you, a temperature like that would have killed anyone. A gypsy told me I was going to become a grandfather. I said, how could you possibly know that? He said, I've got your daughter pregnant. So they did a big study, and apparently the least sexy place for a woman to get a tattoo is Wigan. That's the last joke at their expense, I promise. Sean Connery goes into a fancy lingerie shop. He says, are these knickers shatting? The young couple next door to me have recently made a sex tape. I mean, obviously, they don't know that yet. This Christmas, I'm taking the whole family to Lapland, which is great, because normally those clubs don't let kids in. I bought a Travelodge advent calendar. It's still got chocolate in, but you can't open the windows. I got a Microsoft advent calendar. You open too many windows at once and they all shut again for no fucking reason. Dyslexic friend of mine tried to book a room at an Ibis and ended up blowing himself up for Alan. I was in a sex shop. I saw a dildo described as 9 inches long and realistic. I thought, well, which is it? I went round Grandad's to walk his dog. As I was leaving the house, he said, don't forget poo bags. I was like, all right, Gran. My girlfriend's ass is like a peach, hairy, and makes a horrible yoghurt. My girlfriend said she wanted to try some new condoms with something special inside to boost her pleasure. I said, oh, what's that? And she said, other men's cocks. I asked the vet, what can I do? I think my dog's racist. He keeps barking at the Asian man next door. The vet said, muzzle him. I said, I don't know, but he's got a beard. I nearly lost my job as a roofer when I was caught masturbating on the first day. Luckily, my boss said I could wipe the slate clean. One time I got a concussion from being punched in the temple. Mind you, it was probably my fault for calling the rabbi a cunt. I was in the garden with my girlfriend earlier. We saw the 18-year-old girl next door all dolled up, ready to go out clubbing. And my girlfriend said, you know what, at that age, I could really see myself in her, which was weird, because I was thinking the exact same thing. I've saved a few more wikis for the end. I've got to do these really quickly, right? Are you ready? Here we go. Next up, this should be A.A. Milne. Despite the name, A.A. Milne was not actually a Scouser. Next up, ADHD. Most healthcare providers accept that ADHD is a genuine disorder, with debate in the scientific community centering mainly around how it is diagnosed and treated. Kittens are lovely, I've got new shoes. All right. Not everyone gets this one, but it'll be fine tonight. You ready? Here we go. POW camp. POW camps got their name from the fact that captured soldiers are forced to spend their days adding captions to Batman comics. I can tell from where you're laughing that you're reading ahead now. Next up, the metamorphosis. Of course, this isn't the only book in which a man wakes up one morning to discover he's suddenly become a Beatle for no good reason. There's also Ringo Starr's autobiography. Rescue dog. To be honest, I found my rescue dog disappointing. Couldn't even climb a ladder, never mind drive a fire engine. Wardrobe malfunction. Probably the most famous wardrobe malfunction ever was that one where those kids ended up in Narnia. Cyclops. Ironically, the word Cyclops doesn't even have one eye. Sting. If you rub a dock leaf on Sting, he will disappear. Right. Magic eye pictures. I could never do these, right? When I was at college in the early 90s, I had one on my wall. It was supposed to be a dolphin. I could never see the dolphin. Other people said they could, but, you know, I thought they were making it up. I thought it was the Emperor's New Clothes. Apparently they are real. I have never managed to see one, but apparently they are a real thing. And if you relax your eyes, there's a hidden image buried in that one. So just give it a couple of seconds. You should start to see this. Here we go. There you go. No idea. Right. And here's my favourite 5. Here we go. At number 5, it's The Rock. The Rock was the most successful wrestler in the history of WWE, for finally being beaten by a mysterious character known only as The Paper. At number 4, it's twerking. Twerking is what a Yorkshireman does to earn top wages. At number 3, it's Louis Walsh. Louis Walsh used to manage a boy band, but nowadays he gets tired after just 1 or 2 of them. And number 2, it's the iPhone. And at number 1, what the hell, paedophile rings. Paedophile rings were a surprisingly popular biscuit at children's parties in the 1970s. The little picture that does it for me. Now, look. That's basically the end of the show. However, I've saved 3 more slides for an encore, and I really want to do them, so I'm just going to assume that you give me one and do them anyway. Is that all right? Can I do that? That's the most shameless and needy thing that I've ever done. Right, here we go. Next up, we have got dyslexia. Brazilian. And finally, I thought it only fair if I was vandalising all those pages, I should probably vandalise my own as well. I had a look, somebody had put a wiki up for me, and it was pretty accurate as these things go. So there you go. That bit at the bottom was me getting bollocked the first time I was on Mock the Week. That's all true. And my answer to it is true as well. It's quite a bit. I'll read you through it. July 2012, he appeared on Mock the Week. Some residents of Jersey were offended when he joked that people from Jersey were trying to shake off their tax avoidance tag and get back to their traditional reputation as Nazi sympathisers. They went apeshit. The BBC, however, is right. The Mock the Week contains irreverent humour, and the comment was obviously tongue-in-cheek. It wasn't. He was advised not to issue a formal apology written to the people of Jersey, stating that maybe they'd have a bit more of a sense of humour if their grandmothers hadn't fucked so many Germans. And that... Liverpool, you've been absolutely incredible. Thank you very much. I've been Gary Laney. Good night.